Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Through the Curtain. We are joined this evening by Livid the Clown.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing great. Thanks for taking the time to come out and join us. We just want to start real quick and talk us through the first few years of your career. What got you into the business?
Well, as a small clown, I've always wanted to be a wrestler, and I had a lot of influence from Sting and Cactus Jack, bang bang, but that's what got me into the wrestling, and then finally I just did it. I got right out of the circus, and I put myself in wrestling because clowns were doing a lot of tumbling and falling, so I figured it was a good thing for me to do.
All right. So how long has it been since you got out of the circus and got into wrestling? How long have we been doing this?
Well, I left the circus 5 years ago, the Mid-Atlantic Circus,
Yeah.
That's my family. Well, my mom and my dad, they're in the circus. My mom, she blows fire. And my dad, well, he trains the lions. So then I left 5 years ago and put myself through training. And here I am. I've had a great career, guys.
Okay, so a lot of the times we've seen you partner with your tag team partner in Simply
Wes.
Safe-ish. Yep. So what led to that tag team?
Well, one day I was in the locker room and I was like, I really need a tag partner because I was having some trouble with Timmy Danger and his little sanctuary crew and Sharky, and so I said, hey, Wes, why don't we be partners? He's like, I don't know, man, you're not really that safe. And I was like, yeah, but I'm safe-ish, and he was like, well, that kind of works. I was like, yeah, you're my yin to my yang, you're safe, I'm not, so we're safe-ish. It works perfect. He keeps me safe in there, and then I try to do a little something extra.
Okay. How often does he have to talk you out of that something extra?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day he's all like, Livid, stop, it's not safe. And I'm like, but Wes, it's safe-ish. It's what we do. And he gets mad, he walks away, and he tells me whatever, Livid, and
What's the craziest thing he had to talk you out of?
Well, I was trying to do a double backflip one time off the top rope, and he said no, and he pulled me down, and I went back up, and he pulled me down, and finally I just did one flip off the top, and it was okay, kinda. He was a little angry.
Ish.
He was angry-ish.
It was okay-ish.
Yeah.
Right, ish. So, have you ever done a double backflip or a double front flip?
I have. Let's keep it quiet. Just don't tell Wes. He'll get a little angry at me, and then I can't have that because I can't have my partner leave.
So, has there ever been a moment in your time tagging with Wes that you felt like he was the one not being safe?
Ooh.
Huh.
Ooh.
There was one time. One time he was starting to go up top, and I was like, what is he doing? This is not safe, so I went and grabbed his helmet, and I put his helmet on.
Nice.
Because that was safe,
That solved it.
If he went up top, as long as he had the helmet on, he was great, he was so safe and away from danger, so yeah.
Okay. So, I've never seen you wear a helmet, though.
That's not my style, man.
Okay. That's what the dreads are for, right?
Yeah, I got a lot of extra hair, so when I come out the cannon, if I land on my head, I got a little cushion for the pushing,
Okay. All right. Have we ever thought about a ring entrance with a cannon shooting you into the ring?
Yeah, well, apparently BCW said it's not in the budget for a cannon.
Come
I did all the paperwork. I contacted the lawyers. I did everything. They said I took a physical. And then all of a sudden it's not in the budget. And I didn't think a cannon cost that much. How much does it cost? 25,000 maybe tops.
Yeah, maybe.
I heard you could get a tank for $25 somewhere one
That's
time.
true. We did hear that.
I did. So maybe propane. We'll work on that.
Okay.
We'll put a word
have
in
your
for
people
you.
call my people.
Exactly.
We'll get it together.
Exactly.
We'll do a
We
little.
got you.
We'll do a report from the management of BCW.
Presentation, we'll work it up.
Yeah.
Got it.
PowerPoint. It'll be simple.
We'll get a little board with the marker. Everything.
It'll be simple-ish.
Simple-ish.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Simply safe-ish. Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. So where does all your passion and energy and everything that you put into every night that you're out in front of these people, where does it come from?
It comes from the fans, man. You know, since I've been a little kid, wrestling played a big part in my life. You know, when I wasn't doing something in the circus with my parents, I was in the house watching TV and watching wrestling, and I know what it did to me in my heart, in my mind, everything. So when I come out and I see all these people cheering and screaming for me, you know, it just gives me more energy to give back to them. You know, because I love that feeling. I love being able to entertain. I love everybody leaving here with a smile. You know, that's what I want to do, so I continue to do it. You know, I'm 100 miles an hour. I'm here to entertain from start to finish.
Yeah, I wish I had as much energy as you do. So, for you, the moment you come through the curtain and then you head towards the ring, it's Livid the Clown. There's so much to who you are.
Yeah.
So, other than the circus, what was your inspiration that led you to have this personality that's just above and beyond?
Hey, it's just me in general. You know, I'm a happy, fun guy. I like to make sure I'm having a good time at always, and I want everybody around me to have a good time. You know, so it's just in me. There's nothing that really brings it to me. It's just who I am, Livid T Clown. And by the way, have any of y'all seen Milkshake?
No.
No.
I have missed. He's missing. He was in the yard, and I lost him, and now he's not. So I got signs all around the building. He's got my number, address.
If we need to hang a sign up, we can.
I'll bring you one.
You can bring a sign over here.
Absolutely.
We'll hold it up. Public service announcement. We got it.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Lost my question that I was going.
Well, I mean, so we had.
I got it. What is Livid T Clown? What is the T? Okay, I'm just making sure. It's a good question.
Livid the Clown.
Got it.
Livid T Clown. It's a little classier.
Noted.
I agree. Sounds a little better.
Yeah, you know.
So, you know, we had a script when we came into this interview, but I mean that's done because we're not following it anymore.
No.
That's what happens when you get a clown around. Nothing works out right.
So, if there was one thing that you could do that was safe-ish, that might make Wes a little nervous, what would it be in the middle of a match?
My dive.
Just a dive in
Just
general?
a dive.
So like to the outside of the ring?
Yeah,
Okay.
over the top.
Okay.
Have you ever done an over-the-top dive?
Yeah, I do it all the time. See, he always tries to stop me. But see, I'm a little bit more sneaky.
Okay.
So you'll see.
We've seen you pull off some stuff that sneaks right underneath the rope, so to speak, with him.
Oh, yeah. Or over.
Or over the rope.
Or over the rope.
That's true.
Do you plan on talking Wes into doing something not safe-ish tonight?
We work out and train every single week. And every single week, I'm like, Wes, go up top. You can do a splash. You can do it.
So you're very encouraging.
But he's so nervous that something always happens where he doesn't make the splash. He doesn't make the jump.
How do you talk him through that?
Well, he's very coachable.
Oh, that's good.
So, you know, you just give him some good, "Data boys, you can do it. Let's do this, Wes." And he's all about it. You know, he's in there. He's ready to go.
Okay.
But sometimes his head gets into him, and he just doesn't commit.
So, have you ever done anything that scared you?
A few months ago, I went up to the top and I did a cannonball. It was a little on the scary side. And I happened to actually broke my ankle.
Wow.
But I finished the match, and then I went to the hospital. And they said, "Livid, you're not going to be able to wrestle." I said, "Oh yeah? Hold my horn." I put the air cast on, and we wrestled the next weekend.
Oh. Nice.
I had a note signed. Wes said I had to have a doctor's note, so
Okay, all right.
I'm good friends with Dr. Phil. And
that is an
he wrote me a
extremely
really
valid
big doctor's note, but Wes is still skeptical about it, but it was Dr. Phil's signature, I promise.
It said doctor, so you're good.
It said Dr. Phil.
That's all you need.
Livid is good to go. I mean, how can you not get more professional than that?
That's all that matters. You got the okay.
So yeah, I wrestled the match with the air cast on, broken ankle,
Okay.
It wasn't the smartest thing to do. It sure wasn't safe. It was definitely safe-ish. But I went
you
for
had
the,
a note, so
I
that
went
made
for the
it
big
okay.
boot, and I regretted it after. I really did. I was like, oh, this thing's nice and hard. Yeah, it's going to be fine, Wes. And Dr. Phil. And, and it was not.
Terrible idea, right?
It hurt.
Okay.
It hurt a lot.
Was it worth it?
Of course. Of course it was worth it.
There we go.
So
For that 5 minutes. After that, no. It was not. Nope.
Fair. What's scarier? I've never been able to ask a performer this question before. What's scary, performing in the circus or in a wrestling ring?
Oh, that's a good question. Huh.
I've never been able to ask anybody that question until now.
I want to say it's almost the same.
Okay.
Because no matter what, you still have that big crowd. And no matter if it was the first day that I started or today, every day before I walk out of that curtain, I'm nervous. You know, I'm real nervous because you never know what's going to happen. But as soon as I walk through and I hear that, I forget it all. Same thing with the circus. Now I'm standing there back there with the elephants and the zebras. We're hanging out chilling, waiting for Pops to come out with the lion so I can go out and jump through the hoop with them.
Okay.
Which is very scary with a lion.
So you would jump through the hoop with the lion?
Yeah, I'd ride him like, a stallion. Like, woo!
Ooh, I don't know if Wes would like that.
My dad was crazy.
So what would Wes say if he saw you riding a lion?
He'd probably commit me.
But Dr. Phil would approve. So
Yeah, Dr. Phil would give you the
Dr.
clearance.
Phil would get me right
Dr.
out,
Phil
though.
would
But
approve,
Wes
we're
would
good.
definitely commit me in at the time. But yeah, Dr. Phil would get me out.
You're all good then. All good. What's the biggest thing that we can expect from Simply Safish tonight?
Well, for one, we're going to beat the Sanctuary. I hate them guys. I really do. Timmy Danger and his goons. Oh, God.
Yeah.
We've talked to Timmy.
I mean,
Timmy!
That's awesome.
I love it.
But after we beat them, we're back on the way to go for that tag team gold, We lost against the Hellcats the last show, which was, just a bad thing, They brought a chair in, Wes tried to help it, and they pulled the, that was crazy. But, we're trying to get our way back in there, get them titles, because they look good on us.
I would agree.
We tried them on the last show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they look great.
So you just want to finish that look. You need that final piece of jewelry.
Yeah, we need that jewelry. We need that bling bling,
Absolutely.
That's what these kids are saying nowadays, right? Bling bling.
Yeah.
I think that's what the kids say.
I think.
I think.
Yeah.
I think.
For sure.
Smoky, is that what they say?
Is it cheddar now? I got the cheddar. Huh? No? No?
You know what?
I don't know.
We'll go with cheddar.
Yeah,
cheddar,
we got the cheddar.
Get the cheddar.
So once you get the belts,
Yeah.
what's next?
Well, then we defend them.
That was almost like my question. What does the T stand for?
Fair enough.
Yeah, we defend them and we keep them forever.
All right, here we go. Here we go. If you got to choose who you defend them against, who would it be?
That's kind of a trick question.
It is, right?
Are we talking about in the indies,
Wherever you want.
Oh man, we like to defend them against whoever's really on top. If it's the Ugly Ducks, if it's Gymnasty Boys, anybody that's in there that's on the top of their game that also has belts, we want to try them. We want to see who the real champion is.
You want to talk
who's
about
got all that cheddar?
So you want to go after somebody else who's also champion.
Yeah.
So like a title for
They
title.
don't always have to have belts, but it'd help a lot, because we want the best. And if
Absolutely.
you have the belts, you're obviously the best, right?
Yes,
Right.
of
You
course.
gotta be the best to beat the best. So yeah,
You do not need a note from Dr. Phil to say you're the best when you got that cheddar.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's like point given.
That's true.
Bam.
Right, that's it.
You don't even need the doctor's note anymore.
No.
You just hold.
Ankle's fine.
Love it.
So if you could perform any move without Wes giving you any kind of safe-ish guidance, what would it be against your dream opponent?
It'd be a Canadian destroyer off the top rope to the outside. And I would probably have to, I'd have to go it against Cactus Jack. Because,
Okay.
he's just as crazy as I am, so let's go for it. Let's go big.
I feel like he could be talked into that.
I think so,
I feel like he could be talked into. So hopefully he listens to this.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
hey Mick,
Call
I'm
him out
coming
right
for
now.
you, buddy. Canadian destroyer all the way.
Yes. Yes.
So has Wes ever let you use a table?
No. He refuses. Like, I call it all the time, like, we can do a table spot. He's like, no. I was like, we can do a power bomb off the top rope. No. I was like, come on, Wes, pick something that I say.
But he'll let you use a water bottle and squirt people in the face. I mean, that could get in people's eyes.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that could cause irritation.
He didn't know about it. If you didn't notice, I hid it from him the whole
I did see you
time.
hiding it the whole time. I did see
I had
that.
to hide it from him because he would be
did.
like, no, you're going to slip, you're going to fall, we need a wet floor sign. And I wasn't going to deal with that.
Okay. That's
But,
fair.
I had to do it on the Hellcats because there's a bunch of bad kitties. Bad kitty.
So what did Wes have to say about your lights antic in the match we saw back in February?
Oh, he loved it. He loved it. He said that was the safest thing I could do.
That's probably very true.
Although he did say it was a little bit too much running. He's like, I could get gassed. I could, blow myself up, and then I wouldn't be able to breathe, and then I could pass out. He went into a whole spill. But he has his first aid kit, so we were fine in case that did happen.
So does he bring the first aid kit with him to the ring every time?
Well, sometimes he leaves it under the ring because he's a little impatient. He wants to make sure everybody's safe.
So he's not like doctoring your opponents, though.
No.
If they were to get a splinter or roll an ankle or something, he's not going to help them out.
Well, we did one time. We performed a neck breaker, and he did bring out a neck brace and put it on our opponent afterwards. He doesn't want bad things to happen to you, even though you're the bad guy or whatever. But
Well, that's
at this time, he cared for a second, and he said, "Well, we'll help him out." And I'm like, "Oh, don't do that."
Well, it kind of defeats the purpose at that point.
Well,
you worked really
it's
hard to
already done and over with. The guy was already hurt.
Right.
We already won the match.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Well, as long as you've already won a match, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it at that point.
So what is in the future for Livid the Clown?
Well, just keep on traveling, making the towns, doing them drives, make it to the big leagues,
Okay.
How far away
bringing
are
the
you,
Barley Barely Circus,
how far
something like that.
away are you willing to travel?
I want to go everywhere. We want to travel the world. We want to go to Japan,
Okay.
England, Ireland, Scotland, New Zealand, Florida.
I mean, Florida.
Florida.
Florida could be quicker, probably.
Wait, oh yeah, that's in the United States. Never mind.
I mean, it's close, but
Hawaii, Alaska,
Okay.
Canada. We want to go everywhere we can, as far away. Get our name out there. Show them what a good time is with Simply Safe-ish,
okay, I like it.
But we want to make our way to ROH, Evolve,
Okay.
WWE, NXT, wherever we can get ourselves in. We're going to be there, and we're going to do the same thing we do every night.
I love it.
And that's have fun.
And be safe-ish.
Be safe-ish.
Ish.
Yeah.
So, what type of advice would you have for a young clown or a not young clown, somebody wanting to grow up and be like Livid? What kind of advice would you give them?
Don't ever give up on your dream. If you have a dream to do something, do it. Don't let anybody tell you can't. Because only you control what you can do. Nobody else can, so if anybody else tells you I can't, then they can't. Because they're scared that you're going to do it. And they couldn't do what you wanted it to do. So don't ever be discouraged. Get out there, chase your dream, and accomplish it. Because it can happen. I'm proof of that. Very much so.
So how old were you when you realized that this is what you wanted to do?
2.
2.
Okay.
Watching some NWA. Woo!
I wonder who that was for.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I've never heard it before.
Yeah, never heard the woo.
It's Ric Flair, guys.
Oh, really?
I thought this was a wrestling podcast. You know,
Man.
you're just blowing my mind, guys. You know what I mean? You're really dropping the ball.
I feel like we dropped it there.
Well, yeah, we did.
We're not playing basketball no more.
Be careful, because if we drop the ball, you might trip.
Or it'll land on my toe.
That's
I got
true.
new clown shoes. They're good to go.
So, what was it? You said Sting in the beginning. We've talked about Cactus Jack a little bit. You said Sting in the beginning. What was it about Sting that drew you in?
He was larger than life. You know, when that music hit, he came out there. Oh! You know, it's just like, whoa, yeah, let's get him. I'm a little stinger. You know, I used to paint my face.
Yes.
That was great.
That's awesome.
Which Sting was your favorite?
Oh, 90s Sting, you know.
Yes.
80s Sting, you know. Oh, man, it was so great. You know, when he turned into the Crow, I was like, you know, I don't know about this, guys. You know, but then when he was like NWO Wolfpack, like, woo, too sweet. But, you know, it was all right, you know, but then
It wasn't the same.
it wasn't the same, exactly. It wasn't Sting to me. But I still love the guy. You know, I've met him a couple times. He has one of my T-shirts. We're cool like
wow.
that. Woo! Ah, yeah.
That's
but,
awesome.
you know, definitely in the 90s with Sting, you know, my biggest moments, I know, even though he was the world champion, I loved him when he was United States champion in WCW. It's like, that was his prime, you know. It was a great thing to watch. He always had great matches with great opponents. Muta, Vader.
Yes.
You know, plenty of good rivalries with Ric Flair. You know, he was a great guy. I loved watching him, you know. I bounce a lot of my stuff off of him and Mick, you know. So, I mean, if you really watch, I take care of both of them in what I do.
I'll certainly look out for that moving forward.
100%.
So, Sting and Mick Foley, we've talked about both of those guys being inspirations. If you had to pick a modern day star, Indies, WWE doesn't matter, who do you think you would most relate to now?
I don't know. I really will say nobody, you know. Even though
That's a great answer.
Even though I bring in something from watching them growing up, I still feel like I'm myself. You know, I'm Livid. There's nobody else like me out there. There's other clowns that wrestle, but they're not me. You know, I do something different than everybody else, and I don't consider myself like anybody else really.
Sure.
Especially on today. You know.
I love that answer.
Yeah, I think it's
absolutely love that
spectacular.
answer, man.
So, as we move through your career as Livid, do you ever foresee Livid changing? Or are you always going to stay Livid?
Yeah, I ain't changing. I fear change.
It's not safe.
It's not safe.
It's not
Not
safe.
even
Just like
safe.
one
It's
time,
just not safe.
I was on the side of the road with a sign that said, "I bet you couldn't hit me with a quarter." Wes hated it. He was actually driving to the gym, and he stopped in the middle of the road and was like, "Oh my God, it's not safe living." And people were throwing change at me, you know, and that's kind of why I fear change. But, you know, when he stopped, he was like, "Hey, this is not safe." And I was like, "Oh, it is safe." I brought goggles. So I put goggles on, and I was safe.
Ish. That's the important part.
I got about $7.50 that day
That's not bad.
because I was in a pool. A lot of the change just kept going over my head, and I couldn't find it. But in the pool, I had $7.50.
That's not bad. I mean, that's not bad. How long were you out there?
Probably like, I don't know, 14 hours.
Okay.
There was a lot of misses. A lot of misses.
What's the biggest thing that you want people to know or understand about Livid the Clown in the ring? When all these people walk out of here tonight, when it's done and it's over, what do you want them going away saying about you?
Well, I want them to say that they enjoyed my match. They want to see me again, you know. They want to come to that table and buy my mask, buy my pictures, buy our T-shirts. Because we got some nice T-shirts, guys. You should go over and check them out. It really does. They're simply safe-ish and good material to work out in the gym. Very safe, dry fit.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, that's
Anyways,
good.
yeah, so I want them to have a good time and enjoy themselves and say, you know, that Livid guy is great, you know. Wes is awesome, but a little bit too safe. and just in general enjoy wrestling. I don't want them just to say, "Hey, Livid was the best of the night." I want them to say all them guys in that ring are the best of the night. We all put our butts on the line.
Yeah.
We got one try to go out there and win.
That's true.
So we do whatever we can and just go.
So, what's been your biggest disappointment in your career so far?
My biggest disappointment is that I still keep losing tag team title matches.
Okay.
Fair. Okay. How many times have you held the title?
We've never held the tag titles.
All right. Okay.
So that's a lot of disappointments. I'm one disappointed clown.
It's
I'm
almost
a sad clown now. Thanks a lot, guys.
It was his fault.
Why do you have to ask that question?
He's my Wes.
But you
It's
know
his
what?
fault.
It's all right. I'm putting my name in the lottery this year for the Liberty Lottery this July. I'm going to put my name in, and if I win, we're going for the tag titles again. If Wes wins, we're going for the tag titles again. So we got chances. I sent in a fax to management this week saying I want a rematch for the tag titles.
Yes.
But they said, no, we don't have time for you right now. Y'all lost. But I think that was just somebody playing a joke on us. So I'm going to send me another fax this week. And I'm going to call my lawyer Larry, but he's really my uncle. And he's going to send a more personalized letter fax to him. Mine was written in Crown, so maybe that's why they didn't want to care for it. But you never know. It's all I had.
Maybe you should get Dr. Phil to write a note and say that it would be therapeutic if you had another title shot.
That's a good idea. I'm going to call him when I
There you
leave here. I got his number right here on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him, say what's up, how you doing. So, yeah.
Okay. So, as we're wrapping up our interview here, what do you want people to take away from your career as Livid the Clown?
That was better than Doink. No. Doink was great. He had some good matches. But yeah, I want him to say, that was one great clown wrestler, That was one good guy that entertained me when I was younger, Just something like that, I want something positive. I don't want another negative like, oh, hey, his shoes really were ugly. Or, he had some ugly looking hair, which I think my hair is beautiful. Sledge thinks my hair is beautiful. So that's all that matters. I
heard he was jealous that he couldn't grow it out like that.
He's jealous. He's jealous.
Super jealous.
He hates on me on Facebook. That's what it is. Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep. He hates on me on Facebook, but likes me on Instagram. Go figure. I don't understand it, but whatever.
It's the pictures of your hair on Instagram. That's what it is. That's why the liking comes in.
You're onto something. I think you're right.
And he wishes he could wear shoes like that.
Yeah, he can't fit in them.
He can't make it happen.
Nope.
So.
Only one clown in this place right here, buddy.
Right here.
That's right. So, Livid, thanks for coming out and joining us. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I could help y'all learn about wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate the education. For
yeah,
sure.
That's what I'm here for. Woo!
So, folks, this has been another episode of Through the Curtain. We thank Livid for coming out and
Bye-bye,
joining us
people.
tonight.
Look for milkshake.
Folks, we'll see you the next time the bell tolls.